Hello, my name's Karina Thompson and welcome to another episode in the series Mastering the Basics of mySewnet Embroidery Software. In this episode I'm going to be introducing you to the Live View and the Design Player features within the software. If you're interested in learning more about embroidery software, subscribe or own a copy of mySewnet, why not subscribe to our free YouTube channel, and that way you won't miss out on any future episodes. I'm on a PC with a platinum level of the software, but everything I show you today you'll be able to do on any version of the paid for software. The principle's exactly the same on a Mac. So I'm going to click on the Live View button and the dialog box opens. So let's talk about what's going on here. We've got a slider that allows you to zoom out or indeed zoom in, so if you want to very closely examine something, and then we have the position box. So if I click on the crosshairs here, left click and drag that allows me to move around my point of focus, and the rotation is exactly the same. It allows me to skew that and look at that, and I find that particularly useful. I'm just going to drag this around when I'm looking at what's going on with fill patterns in particular, and it allows me to check for any little gaps that there might be, perhaps that we hadn't noticed when we were digitizing. One of the things I particularly like though is it allows me to see what's going on with my fill patterns up nice and close before I've actually stitched it out, because it might be that, for instance, I want to change this royal blue fill pattern because I don't quite like how it's working with this paler blue, and of course I can then just go back, close down the window, open up that aspect of the film strip in the digitizer and go into properties and change that. So the thing that I like about Live View is it allows you to see your embroidery in detail, looking pretty much what it's likely to look like when it's stitched out before you stitch it out. So it's saving you materials and it's also saving you time. Another thing that I like about Live View is this button down here, the little reel, and if I click on that, and this is basically a short, it's about 15-second long film which is now going to play on a loop that allows you to kind of get a feel for that embroidery. It's essentially an animation of a tour of the embroidery. And of course, if you look down here, if I click on this pull down button, we've got a share picture or share video. So if I wanted to, I could save this video onto my computer, and then I could then put it up to my social media or perhaps email it onto a client. It's a great useful tool. It allows you to spot potential mistakes before you stitch out. So I'm just going to close this down now. Let's come on and talk about Design Player. I've clicked on it and that's opened the Design Player window. We've got a slider along here which is basically going to indicate the order that aspects are being stitched out. If I want to, I can click on here. That's going to take me straight back to the beginning. Now if I hit play, it's going to show me that order, how things are being stitched out. And a top tip here is I would say hit fast forward a couple of times, just because otherwise it's going to take a long time to watch that stitch out. Now I've got appliques in this design, and I would get these messages saying what I need to do, and depending on the file format that I save this in and the machine that I stitch it out upon, I might even actually get those messages on the screen itself. But looking at Design Player, I'm going to get those instructions so that I know what I'm supposed to be doing. Another thing might be, and I'm just going to drag the slider along to the bird, it might be that I need to check, am I stitching those blue, the pale blue bits of my bird out in the right order so that I don't have great big long jump stitches. And you can see that I'm working my way down the bird in the order that I had hoped. But the point in Design Player is I can see what bits are being stitched out in what order. And it might be at this stage that there's an error in there, and it's going to be much easier just to correct that error by going back to my film strip, rather than taking the time, stitching it out, and then going oops as it stitches out and perhaps doesn't stitch out in the right order. And again, there's the option here that if needed, that I can either save that picture or save the video of this, which again, that's a useful tool to have if you need to share that information with other people. So my golden rules in terms of using Life View and Design Player is use them all the time, click on them, just because very quickly that will give you a feel of either what your embroidery is going to look like or the order that it's going to be stitched out. It's a really, really useful tool. If you found this a useful film, please give us a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to our channel so we can help you master the basics of mySewnet Embroidery software. Happy sewing!